All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Monday, February 28th, 2022. So markets opening lower here last day of the trading month, the month of February. Opening lower, had a little head and shoulders pattern here. Started to play out and, got down to that 100 moving average and then kind of tried to put in this little inside bar before getting a little bit of a short squeeze here into the close. If we take a look at the E-mini, we can see we were printing a spinning top candle until about the last 20 minutes. We got that bid there, but if we look on the hourly, see we gapped down right into support, so we had this move up, and then kind of a bull flag, and then a pop higher. So back testing that area, coming right off of that 100 moving average as well, right in that range, and then getting a bit of a move higher here. That head and shoulders basically amounted to back testing this little pattern. You can see it a little bit better on the NQ. So again, open lower into this area and then a bid and then kind of a flaggy kind of pattern right there. That's kind of where we back tested. Moving averages are starting to trend up a little bit here on the hourly NQ, so that is a positive there for NASDAQ stocks and the market overall. Tesla was a big winner today, up 7.5%. Look at that move off the lows. $700 to $870 in 3 sessions. So almost to that 900 handle. Now it is into some resistance. So this is where you broke down from. You had this bull flag that failed. So a big move lower there. And now 1, 2, 3 bars up into that. Usually you're going to get some type of a pullback there. But a nice day for Tesla, really carried the market. If we look on the intraday, just got pushed higher all day long into the lunch session and then just kind of chopped a little bit into the afternoon, just doing some consolidation there. Square was another big winner again, up 6.5%, 1, 2, 3 up right into that 50 MA and that double top there. I actually scalped this for a nice trade, scalped short intraday. Pulling back off of that. Typically, when you get 3 bars up like that, especially, I mean, think about this. This is $82 equity 3 days ago, and it got all the way up to 131 intraday here, almost 132. So going into that 50 MA, it's going to have to do some backing and filling there. But nice move there for Square. Cloud stocks got a bid as well today. IGV up 1%. Again, looks just like that Tesla chart. So 1, 2, 3 up right into this area where you broke down from 20 moving average there as well. So wouldn't surprise me to see IGV pull back a little bit. Cloudflare was a big winner, up almost 7%, 6.5 there. So that was a big one. Could have a potential little inverse head and shoulders there on the daily if that can trigger. So keep that one on the radar there. But Cloud getting a nice bid. Also a strong area that Russell continues to be outperforming. So first of all, I like this potential W pattern. But if you look at the Russell intraday, gap down a little bit. That one's green, then kind of flat. Then even when the market dumped out here, it didn't really go negative that much, and it got a nice bid into the close. But you look at the spiders, it barely went green on that first leg. The Qs did go green, but started to break down a little bit here, and the Dow was red all day long. Russell continues to outperform, so that is a net positive to me looking at the market. It shows that there's a little bit of appetite for risk potentially. So Dow here, the weakest of the 4. Rates did take a hit today. So a lot of the Dow stocks are, consumer stocks, staples, stuff like that. They do better with higher rates than, tech, for instance. And so the Dow has been the laggard coming off the lows here. Although, again, it was the strongest on the way down. So it's not going to get as big of a bounce as everything else. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's flip over here and look through some sectors. So semiconductors inside day here, nothing really wrong with it, just kind of doing some backing and filling. I think it probably has to do a little bit more, then it can move up. NVIDIA was red all day long, but got a nice pop into the close to turn it green. So it was, well, first half of the day it was green, but then it turned red and kind of stayed there all day long, got a nice pop. AMD did have a nice day though, was green all day long and up almost 2% there, so a little bit outperformance there. We talked about IGV already, probably needs to do some backing and filling, but nice move there. Dow Transports, I told you guys that 14.2 level would be support. Nice pop off the lows there and getting a bid here. So sitting just underneath that 200 moving average again. 1, 2, 3 up into resistance. It's going to need to do some chop before it moves higher if it's going to do that. But don't really see anything wrong with the transports right now. Now, we talked about yields. Coming back pretty sharply, 1.839 on the 10-year here and on the 30-year. Down to 2.182. So a nice pullback there and pretty much negating Thursday's move essentially here on the 30-year. When I look at the weekly, I don't see anything wrong with it though. I mean, you could pull back to 2.14, 2.13, maybe even to, 2.05 and still be okay here on the 30-year. Same thing with the 10-year, 1.75, maybe even 1.69, somewhere in that area. Nothing really wrong with it on the weekly, just, a pullback before I move higher. So, you come down here, you just back test this breakout area. It wouldn't surprise me if we back test the breakout area. That's very common for assets to do. So, overall, I don't really see anything wrong with rates, but a nice move down today. And that did put pressure on financial stocks. So XLF took a hit. Still finished with an inside day overall. Did finish off the lows, and you reclaim that 200 moving average. And zoom in, you can see they just closed it above that. But Bank of America down 2%, JPM down 4%, Goldman down 2.5%, Morgan Stanley down 4%. So you get the idea there. So banks a little bit weaker with rates coming back in, and that is to be expected. I still think rates have another leg up in them, though, but they have to do a little bit of consolidation first before they can get there. Broker dealers, however, did hold up a little bit better. Tested the low of Friday's low and closed back above that 200 moving average and closed in the upper half of Friday's range. So a little bit better there on the broker dealers as they're less tied to rates than the money center banks are. Anyways, home builders, a little bit of an inside day, kind of flattish, finished just down a penny there on the XHB. Again, 1-2 days up. Did get an outside day today into this breakdown area. So again, just like Tesla, back testing that breakdown area. If it's going to move higher, it's going to have to consolidate. VNQ, same kind of thing, right up into that area on Friday, and now just an inside day today. So nothing terrible there for the home builders in the real estate sector. Let's flip over to energy. So XLE, so this is interesting here. So XLE had a huge juice today, 2.5% up. Look at the XOP breakout bar there, potentially. OIH, another huge move up. Now, I wonder if this is window dressing, right? So you can really see it on the XOP, XLE. Look where the XLE was a few months ago. It's no secret that energy's been the hot trade this year. And really all of 2021 has just been a steady incline. If we pull back, we just see a steady move up since November of 2020. So a lot of this could be window dressing. The hedge funds don't have to say when they purchase something. They can just say, oh, we owned XLE at the end of the month. And, it's been a hot trade. So they can kind of get away with that shadiness. So I wonder if tomorrow we get a reversal. So keep that on your radar. We'll watch that. We'll definitely be watching the energy stocks closely. But had a nice day today. XOP, new 52-week highs. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. Now, crude, I'm also watching like a hawk here because we did come up here, had a nice gap up, and the overnight rallied all the way up to 99. But we still have this weekly topping tail. So we can go all the way up to however high we want to go. But if we close below this topping tail high, this is still kind of, I would still say it's not a breakout. So I'm going to be watching crude very closely all week. Had a green day today, but still well inside of this candle. So we'll be watching that, especially by Friday's close. Nat gas, a little bit of a drip down today. So again, we'll watch this 4632 area. That is the low, or excuse me, 4.37. That's the low. 437 is the low of this green bar. If we close below that in the next half hour, you can make a case it's a failed inside bar, although ultimately this is still kind of a bullish move up. And again, looking at the weekly, I don't really see anything wrong other than this massive red bar here. But overall, it's hanging in there okay, and we'll see if the pattern gives us a little bit more. Anyways, flipping over to the dollar, not doing a whole lot today. Again, I still like the weekly, actually the monthly even better. So this is your monthly close here on the dollar. Power bar, 1, 2, 3 inside bars, and it's trending up. So I think the dollar can move higher. Probably needs to do, again, some more packing and filling, but nothing really wrong with the pattern that I can see. Now, we got to talk about gold. So gold did finish green today, but unless it gets a power surge in the next half hour, you are going to stay inside of this red monthly bar. So we still have an inside bar here on the monthly. So it's important to keep that in mind on gold. I had suspected that they would probably knock it down. The powers that be know about these levels, and they know where they need to keep gold to keep it from breaking out. But what I will say is what we do next is you go to the quarterly, and you still have this inside bar here, but, you could close above the high for the quarterly. So that's not off the table yet. Also, the month of March, it's not impossible that, we close above that bar high in March too. So we'll keep those on the radar. Gold had a nice pop today, 1.2%, but in the grand scheme of things, it's nowhere near taking out this tail high. So, 1.2% isn't much considering the recent volatility. But anyways, moving on here to silver, same kind of deal. Nowhere near taking this red bar high out. But, if it does some backing and filling, maybe attack that area. But right now, it's just kind of holding up and not doing a whole lot. Platinum did get hit a little bit. Back testing this breakout area. Held the 200 moving average, but you'd like to see it reverse that red bar. That's kind of an ugly candle there, to be completely honest. Palladium, buck to the trend for precious metals. So nice move up, kind of grinded along this 20 moving average, and then getting a pop. The only thing I don't like about it, again, is that stupid tail candle there on all these precious metals and on oil as well. It's just, I just never like it when you do this and you come back in and close back inside. It's just not a good look here. But again, it's holding up for now. Had a nice day today. If it can consolidate a little bit more, then maybe it can make a run at that. But palladium did buck the trend a little bit as far as the precious metals today. Copper did reverse pretty sharply. It was down heavily. We zoom in here, got hit pretty hard and then reversed. So it held the lows for now. Had a nice reversal, but it is still holding this inside bar here. So we'll see if it breaks down or what it does here. But copper has just been range bound really since the middle of October, and we'll just kind of leave it at that. Anyways, let's flip over here to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, there we go. So Bitcoin got a nice surge today. If we look on the intraday, was kind of just not doing a whole lot, then started to bid up in the morning, surged all the way up to 40,000, and then kind of paused a little bit, and then got another bid into the close. So crypto holding up nicely here, and again, there's Ether there, a little bit weaker, but Bitcoin really leading the pack here. But the thing I will say, and I touched on this over the weekend, we made higher lows here on Bitcoin. We made higher lows on Ether. Let's see, Doge did not, but see if Litecoin did. Okay, no, but the two leaders did. Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's just the ones I really care about. But we made higher lows here in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that suggested a little bit of risk appetite. And we mentioned the same thing, if we flip back over real fast, we mentioned the same thing about the IWM, right? So double bottom rather than, triple Qs taking out the lows, spiders taking out the lows, diamond taking out the lows. So crypto is showing a little bit of leadership here, and that does suggest a little bit of risk on here potentially going into the next week or so. So again, the fact that Bitcoin's bidding does show some risk appetite, and I like that for some potential upside in the market. Now to flip back over to the spiders and wrap up here. So I'm not a big Elliott wave guy, but this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leg down. Typically after that, you get an ABC up. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. I know I was looking for an ABC up a few weeks ago. Didn't quite play out. You could almost make a case that we kind of did one right here, like 1, 2, and then you kind of got a 3 up that kind of failed. But there was no true 5 leg there. This is more of a true 5 leg. So I do think we get an ABC up. Maybe we attack that 450 handle, and then we'll kind of go from there. But I do see some short-term upside in the market. Ultimately, though, I think we need to do some more backing and filling a little bit before we can really push higher. Anyways, wrap it up here. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. Take advantage of the 2-week free trial. I am releasing a course probably tonight or tomorrow. So that is going to be awesome. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be $4.99. It's over 4.5 hours of material. Pretty much everything that I use in my analysis, minus the cycle stuff. But everything I look for in a trade, risk management, all the chart patterns, all the setups, calculations, all that stuff. And yeah, I'm really excited for that 4.5 hour stuff. Plus, I'm going to do a live webinar for anybody who buys in the first 2 weeks. And we'll do a live webinar for review and everything. Anyways, guys, come check that out, carnivoretrades.com. We're absolutely killing it this year. But you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.